Hi there, this is Melissa with CommunicateWithAngels.com, and today I'm talking about another one of my daily spiritual practices. I have 5 videos now that I've done in this series of sharing with you, giving you a little insight into behind the scenes in my world and what I do on a daily basis to stay connected with my angels and to stay on my spiritual path of growth. Very simple, none of them take a long time to do, but they can have a big impact on your life. So if you haven't seen any of the other previous videos, I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and check out the previous postings. Today, what I'm going to talk about is a daily practice that I do in the evenings of gratitude and acknowledge. Now, you probably heard a lot of people talk about gratitude, and there's a reason for that. Because when you focus on what you are grateful for and see the positive in everything that you have, that you're doing, that you're being, you will create more positive. And you know, the truth is that most of you live in a country that is very, very abundant. Compared to how billions of people live on this planet and a lot of poverty, we have so much to be grateful for. You know that old joke, the first world problems. You know, it's always good to remember that first and foremost. What I do every evening is when I'm, at the same time as I'm doing that evening meditation with my angels that I shared about in a previous video, I take a quick minute or two to think about what I'm really grateful for that day. If there was any unexpected surprises that were positive in nature, I'll definitely note those down. Like maybe a sale I wasn't expecting, or a card from a friend that came in the mail, or you know, anything positive and unexpected like that. It's really always fun to acknowledge and be grateful for. And then, you know, just things that might come up that day. I try to vary it. I don't want to every day say, oh, I'm grateful for my house, I'm grateful for my husband. Like, I am always grateful for those things, and sometimes I will write that down if it's particularly present at that time. But I try to be really creative with it and just think, hey, what was really special today? How are things moving forward toward my goals? Now, the acknowledge part of this is really important too, because you might think that life is happening to you, but you are actually creating your life. Everything that you have in your life, everything you're experiencing, you have created it. You are responsible for it, and it happens because of your actions that you're taking and your mindset, your belief about yourself and what the kind of life you have. It's kind of the good news and the bad news. It's like, oh darn, all those problems, I created them. You know, sometimes we attract things into our life so that we can learn and grow from them as well. But know that when you have a positive thing occur, you have created that. And so the acknowledge is going to take this in a little bit deeper than just being grateful and say, hey, I acknowledge that I've created these positive things in my life. Because when you really acknowledge that, you can make space to bring in even more positive. If you don't acknowledge it, you won't realize consciously that you've reached your goals. And you might think, oh, I still have to go and reach that goal, but you haven't acknowledged that you've already created it. So in a very tangible sense, I've heard people say this in regards to money, where they say, wow, I have a goal to have a 6-figure income this year. But because they weren't really doing any accounting or bookkeeping or know how much they were bringing in, they actually hadn't acknowledged that they'd already reached their goal. So by actually acknowledging it and doing the numbers and going, oh my gosh, I actually did bring in that amount of income this year, then they can then bring in the next goal. Otherwise, subconsciously, you'd start trying to do that goal again, and then you're wondering why you're staying in the same place in your life. So this applies to relationships, to spirituality, to everything. Okay? So be grateful, but add that little extra piece of acknowledge you and your power and your creativity. And just what you are doing in the world. You are having an impact in people's lives because you have a unique life purpose, and keep sharing it just by being you. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Focus on the positive, not the negative, and you'll bring in more positive. It sounds obvious, but it is very, very true. So have this daily practice to keep that up in your life, to keep the positive. Okay, so again, if you haven't seen the previous videos, go check them out on the YouTube channel. Comment below what you've learned from this video. I'd love to hear from you. And I invite you to check out my website where I have a free ebook for you called The 3 Steps to Communicating with Your Angels. If you're ready to open up that connection with the angels that are your personal team, this ebook is going to give you the first steps to do that. So you can check that out at www.communicatewithangels.com. I will see you over there.